Wax on, wax off.
The Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio, on the enduring love of the classic 1980s film and its unforgettable script.
We're going to talk about the Karate Kid now. I feel like I'm slightly out of the loop on this one. For some reason, you know, there are certain films at a certain point in your life and you kind of just weren't there for them. I feel like that about the Karate Kid this morning.
You were there. And what you're doing is avoiding saying what is on the auto cue at this moment in time. What's it say, Charlie?
It's something about the film I don't remember.
OK, here we go. If I say wax on, wax off. Right. So there's a good chance you will probably know what I'm talking about, even if Charlie doesn't. Of course I'm talking about The Karate Kid. And following its release in 1984, it has paved the way for a successful franchise with sequels, remakes. There's the Netflix spin-off series Cobra Kai.
So now, in his 60s, the original Karate Kid himself, Ralph Macchio, has written a book about the enduring legacy of the film. He's been speaking to Colin Patterson.
Show me wax on, wax off. Yes! 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 Yes!
Well, Ralph Macchio, what I love is the fact you've written this book and you know what people want to hear about.
Yes!
Truthfully, it's sort of the anti-memoir. You know, it's not the normal crash and burn, drop down to the depths and build yourself back up to redemption story. It's more a celebration of that film, what it's meant for almost 40 years, what it's meant to me in my life, what it's been like to walk in those shoes.
Hey,
What do you think, Mr. Miyagi, huh?
I tell you what, Miyagi, I think you dance around too much.
You say almost 40 years. I mean, there's been the 3 original films, then there was 2 reboots, Cobra Kai, which we will come on to. Your theory as to why The Karate Kid is still so loved.
The film, the story, the characters work on a human level that spans space and time and generations. Yes, the 80s hair and the mismatched wardrobe.
I want to hear the truth. No, you don't want to hear the truth. All you want to hear is how great it is out here. Well, maybe great for you, but it sucks for me. I hate this place. I hate it. I just want to go home. Why can't we just go back home?
You know, bullying, wish fulfillment, mentorship, overcoming obstacles, single parenting, starting a new life in a different town. These are all themes that still resonate today.
One thing you didn't like, the title.
The Karate Kid.
What's wrong with it?
There's nothing wrong with it. It was back then. I quote the great producer of The Karate Kid, Jerry Weintraub, as saying, "It's a terrible title, which makes it a great title." And because I was like, it's so kind of cheesy. It sounds like a TV after-school special or a cartoon.
Daniel LaRusso's gonna fight?
Daniel LaRusso's gonna fight! Now, isn't this what it's all about?
Listen, as a young actor, you all want to be Olivier De Niro. You want to be, you know, have Shakespearean titles to your work. And I had a script called The Karate Kid.
Wax on, wax off. Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
Why has it become such a quotable film?
Right. Well, listen, wax on, wax off has become part of the American lexicon, if not the world over.
Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off.
You know, if you say wax on or you know, wax on, wax off, people immediately go to Daniel LaRusso's Chores and that they became karate moves, which is just a great piece of writing and a little bit of magic, you know. Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg.
I'll be at a sporting event, someone would just, you know, sweep the leg, you know, and I just turn around, I could only smile. Or just the concept of catching flies with chopsticks.
Hey, Mr. Miyagi, look.
Over time, the internet, pop culture, comedy writers will poke fun in a way of the 80s of it all. You know, then it becomes, you know, it's almost like becomes parody as well as respect.
People continue to be shocked that you were 22 when you were filming The Karate Kid. You look so much younger.
It's a blessing and a curse that I've had my whole life. It's not much of a curse as I'm now north of 60. Yes, I said that out loud. So we could cut that part. No, I'm joking.
61.
Yes. So you have the stats. You're on there's no escaping it now today. But yes, that is part of who I am, part of my legacy. I blame my parents for the good genes and the youthful appearance.
The Karate Kid got a whole new lease of life in 2018 with the arrival of Cobra Kai.
Next point will be our new champion. Finish him!
Banzai! Daniel LaRusso here for LaRusso Auto. We are chopping prices on all of our inventory.
How much of a relief and joy was it to you to get this chance to revisit Daniel and bring your career this beautiful full circle?
What it has become, and it's beyond expectations of how big after the YouTube launch and then the Netflix picking up the show during a global pandemic and re-releasing the show and it exploding around the world.
Johnny, you and I, we aren't done.
It's beyond rewarding when I have 12 and 14-year-old kids running up to me thinking I'm the coolest and wanting to know how cool Mr. Miyagi was and can I tell them a story.
How many of those 12 and 14-year-olds do you think are finding the show without their parents saying, hey, you got to watch this, I loved it when I was a kid?
I hear that all the time, that here, I'll paint the scene for you. A group of kids will be watching the show. They have their friends over and they're watching Cobra Kai, and a parent comes home from work and they look around the corner. It's like, what are they watching? And then all of a sudden they'll see, say William Zapka or myself or Elizabeth Shue. And they say, wait a second. Do you know you're watching? Wait, no, you have to sit down with me and watch these movies. And then now you have family viewing and you have ages 12 to 72 sitting on the same couch watching a television show and maybe even reading a book.
So I'm assuming when you were younger, you didn't do what lots of kids were doing at the time, practicing those moves.
I remember that. He tells a very good story, doesn't he? He was 22 years old when he played the 14-year-old.
Yeah, but look at him now. He's older than you, and he looks like that.
Older than me? Really?
He is. Ralph's book is called Waxing On, The Karate Kid and Me.